The Valley is back on Wednesday night. Paul Lally is always here to pass on the selections. B-Course Racing, the first of the 8 gets underway at 7:10. Last race is an absolute ripper, but we kick off with a Class 4 over the 1200 and happy days on the Class Drop. Chateauneuf has the blinkers going on for the first time. Giant Leap's a last start winner who's had 2 trials. Perfect General, he debuted last time in over 1,000 metres. Gimme 5 is placed 2 from 4 course and distance. And Yoda's Choice is on the 7-day backup. Who leads the first ball?
Look, I think it's going to be the horse Giant Leap. Now, Giant Leap's going to had the 2 trials. He did lead all the way when winning. There doesn't look like much pace in this race whatsoever. So I can see Giant Leap. He'll be leading for sure. And he's not going to get too much challenge. I thought Chateauneuf could get a nice run in behind. Give Me 5 can be up there as well. And Yoda's Choice, Telecom Power's drawn wide. He'll have to go back.
Interview to kick things off with the rider of Perfect General. Nick spoke to Hugh Bowman.
Hugh, off to Happy Valley we go Wednesday night, and I thought you had quite an interesting ride in the first. A horse by the name of Perfect General. I know you haven't ridden him in a race, but just the one start for him, and you've trialled him. What sort of feel did he give you?
He trialled really well, and we know Casper has an affinity with Happy Valley, but he's got a good draw. I think whatever he does tomorrow night, he will improve on as the season progresses, but I think he's done enough and shown enough to give a really forward showing tomorrow night.
Having a look back at his debut, and that was down the straight at Shartin, so he's obviously going up in trip. He looked, Hugh, to shape as if, you know, the further he goes, the better he could well be.
Yeah, I think so, and I think the 1,000 was just simply too short for him. Couldn't keep up, but his trial the other day was good. He felt good underneath me, and you know, like I said, I wouldn't be under any illusion that we're going to see the best of him tomorrow night. But I think he's forward enough to run a competitive race.
Yeah, he does look like an interesting horse. I must ask you, while we're here at the trials this morning, you kept the saddle warm, if you will, on Romantic Warrior. How did he trial?
Really well. I was delighted with him. First public outing for this campaign, and you know, Danny was keen for him to do some work, but obviously he's got a long road ahead of him, so he didn't need to bust himself, but he did it really comfortably. Not sure whether he won or was closely beaten, doesn't matter. But yeah, he felt unreal under me, and he had a good blow, so that'll tighten him up a bit, and Romantic Warrior fans should see him pick up where he left off last year, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? And I guess just on the story that continues to develop with this horse, I mean, if we cast our memories back far enough, I mean, he debuted around the Valley, won there, and everyone said, well, this could be quite a nice horse, but I guess nobody really expected him to do what he has done.
Well, I suppose he'd already achieved a great deal before I sat on him, but that's no surprise to me.
And just on him, Hugh, as a horse, obviously you've ridden many, many, many good horses. What is it about Romantic Warrior, the feel that he gives you, that you know, you sort of says, well, you know, this guy is very, very good?
Well, he's got a great temperament, and you know, he wants to win. And you know, I think the wonder will always be how good is he, because he only ever wins by short margins, but he always does win. So, you know, I don't know what the plan is for him this season, but look, it's always a pleasure to work with a top line horse, and you know, I think Romantic Warrior might be a bit better than top line. I think he's this type of horse that comes along once in a lifetime, and although I'm not his race day jockey, it's lovely to work with him on a few occasions, and his temperament, he's got a great will to win, and he's been well managed. So you know, it's important, and that's what it takes to get the best out of these horses.
Took a while to pull up going down the back too, did Romantic Warrior there. He must be feeling good. We're focusing now on the trials, Paul, of Chateauneuf, indeed. One of them, he's had 2. He ran 6th in the first one behind One for All. And then there's one in second behind Midori Glory. He's had 1 start, course and distance for a placing.
Yeah, and the blinkers on for the first time. He should get a lovely run from barrier 1. I think he'll sit just in behind the pace. He quickened up nicely enough here when he was asked to. He did win fresh last season as well. So there's a lot of positives about Chateauneuf. I expect a big run from him.
And the man on board has had an absolutely tremendous start to the season in Zach Pert, a couple of 4-timers at Shartin, and a winner at the Valley last Wednesday night. Now, Giant Leap's won a trial after this one, Paul, but we're showing this because Give Me 5 also appeared in this, so we can have a look at both of them. Either of these two figure amongst the selections?
Yeah, I quite like Giant Leap. They're both actually in the numbers, but I quite like Giant Leap because there doesn't look, on paper again, too much pace in the race. And he really was rated nicely when he won his last start. He led all the way here in Class 4. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 3. I think he'll get an easy lead whatsoever. So that gives him a really big chance. And Give Me 5 has run second off this rating in the past.
He has indeed. So that's a look at some of the runners in the first. What are your top 4?
I'm going to go with Giant Leap. I think Giant Leap can lead all the way. So we saw that at the back end of last season. He's had 2 trials to get him ready as well. Chateau Neuf with the blinkers on. Perfect General, he'll get back. He'll be running on strongly, but I just don't know about the pace for him in this race. And Give Me 5 in there for 4th. 3, 2, 5 and 7.
Paul with Ricky to make it a Hong Kong double last at Sha Tin on Sunday with the impressive Sunlight Power and win the first at Happy Valley on Wednesday night with Giant Leap. Race number 2 at Happy Valley is also over the 1200 metres. It is a Class 4 event with Lightning Bolt, who's won second up. He raced last week. Happy Trio also is on a 7-day backup. Happy Soul has a better draw. Golden Luck comes back from the 1650 to the 1200. Savvy Chic has the visor off. Unison's had 6 trials to this season. He was due to debut on the 4th of October. It was lame in the left 4. So Treasure has the blinkers off. Tegepi has the cheek pieces on. And we go down to Young Horizon, whose both wins have been in Class 5 over 1400 metres. Easy lead here for Golden Luck here.
Looks that way. There's absolutely no other leader in the race. So he looks, back to 1200 looks ideal for him. Unison's the debutant. He's had 7 trials to get him ready, 1134 pounds. The old boy Wood on Fire normally goes forward when he draws low. Savvy Chic. So Treasure should get a nice enough run. Happy Soul. Young Horizon is way back in trip. Lightning Bolt gets back. Happy Trio and Tegepi has been getting back in his races. We had a Pokemon win at Sha Tin on Sunday, but Tegepi would need to improve his trials to make it a Pokemon double. Golden Luck leads on the speed map, Paul. You think he's going to get a great run in front? Lyle might even have those spiders on him again and no one will go near him. I think that's the way. Like, Lyle Hewittson's so good on these front running horses. He can rate them really nicely. There looks no other leader in the race. I thought this trial was good. Now, Keith Young went up to ride him in this particular trial, but Keith's on Young Horizon in this race. So Lyle Hewitson, you can see Keith looking around, talking to the jockey on the inside there, asking him the time of day. And if you have a look now, he looks between his legs. That's a sign of a horse going very well. And he hit the line strongly. So I really liked this trial. That is Golden Luck. We're not going any further with that because we'll have to re-record. Unison's the next one we look at. He has had 2 trials this time, in a 4th behind Aero Invincible and also a 3rd behind Parents Love. And this is the trial 2 back. Yeah, now he was supposed to start last season and he had a lameness issue. Obviously over that now. Tongue tie on, cheek pieces on for his debut here. Cross noseband as well. 1134 pounds. I thought the trial was good enough. Both trials have been okay. Not really overly strong race and drawn nicely in barrier number 2. So, yeah, he'll go in the numbers. It's Parents Love, who's won plenty of trials, and Flying Ace up on the outside. He runs on Sunday in a Group 3. So Treasure, blinkers off, 2 trials. First one good, second one poor. He was beaten favourite 2 starts ago, and then he was terrible at his last start last time in. Yeah, so you got to take him with a little bit of on trust. He's had the 6 starts. As you say, blinkers off. He did run second off that 50 rating, but he's been a bit of a one-hit wonder with that second at this stage. Drawn barrier number 6, won't be too far away. Did win this trial, but you can see he was pushed out to do it. So, look, jury's out. I'm going to put him in on a very minor line. That is a breakdown of race number 2, but you've given up the fact that Keith was talking, looking between his legs, and Golden Luck's going straight on top. Yeah, I think that trial was really good from him and looks the leader in the race with a front-running jockey aboard. So Golden Luck on top. We'll take a chance with the debutant Unison in there for second. Savvy Chic's drawn nicely in barrier number 4. Visor off him, and So Treasure. I do like the 4 though. 4, 6, 5, 7. Paul with Golden Luck to make it a 3-time winner over 1200 metres by taking race number 2.
Third race, and it's the third division of the Class 4 over the 1,200 metres, and Sweetbriar on the class drop at the top of the book has won 2 from 4 in this grade. Universe has a new stable. Gallant Valor, he is trialled well. He's had 2 of them to prepare for this. Sunny Darling's won a trial 2. Lucky Planet's a last start winner, goes up £7 for it. Smart Fighter has the cheek pieces and the hood coming off, and Tactical Command, his wins so far have been in Class 5. There isn't too much of a Universe, Paul, but he's got plenty of early toe.
Yeah, he's going to carry 134 with the claim, so that'll help him a lot with that claim. But he likes to go forward. Lucky Planet goes forward. Sweetbriar goes forward. Smart Fighter's got pace underneath him, so he might have to work. Sunny Darling won a recent trial nicely. He might be on the improve. Gallant Valor, Tactical Command gets back. Triple Bliss, and Imperfecto didn't show much speed on his debut.
We do have a winning form from last season. It is Lucky Planet, who threatened to win one for a long time, and he was sent for home a fair way out this night by Matthew Chadwick, and he's kept going here. Goes up £7 for it, draws barrier number 3. He's had 1 trial, ran 6th behind Outgate on a wet, slow all-weather track. Yeah,
look, you can see him pushed out a little bit towards the end, but the winning of the race was that mid-race move. So maybe they might try something similar in this, but with the E-Universe in the race, it's going to make it a lot harder.
Good Quinella. Lucky Planet, E-Universe.
There you go. Yeah, there's an omen there somewhere.
There is indeed. Gallant Valor is a horse that's another one slamming the door down to win. He was a bit like Lucky Planet, who finally won that race last time. He's won a race, Gallant Valor, but he's raced very consistently since.
Yeah, he won off 50. He's at a 55 rating because he's been so consistent. The trial was good. He's looked really good in his recent racing, just beaten by the barrister margins by Travel Golf last start. The trial was good, so he looks the one to beat for me.
There you go. He's trained by Jamie Richards. Karis Teaton takes the ride, and he's had 3 starts first up and placed in all of them. So he does race well at his racetrack return generally. We've got one more trial to have a look at. Tactical Command, nothing much in this grade. If he's ever going to do something, this is the sort of field where he might be able to get into the money, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because I wouldn't say it's an overly strong race, and the good thing with Tactical Command is he's the stable's going well, and he looks really forward in condition. So I think this is the chance that he can perform in this grade. I don't think he'll win, but I've got him in on a minor line, and Triple Bliss looks like he has to improve a lot.
He does. He's had the 2 starts, Triple Bliss, both at charts in over the 12 and the 1400. He's beaten double figures in both of those starts. Margin-wise, as Tactical Command cruises home to win. Gallant Valor gets it done, though.
Yeah, I think Gallant Valor, this looks a nice race for him, and he's drawn well. We should get a good run in transit, so he goes on top, does Gallant Valor. Tactical Command. Sweetbriar, we haven't talked about him. He's been downgraded. He's won a couple of times in this grade, and he's run second off a lot higher rating than his 60, and E-Universe will try and steal it from the front. 3-9-1-2.
Race 3. Number 3 for Paul to win the first leg of Wednesday night's 6 Up. Race number 4 is the Class 5 on the program. It's over the 1,000 metres. Happy Tango, no trials, but placed his last 2 course and distance. Gorgeous Vitality is on the class drop, as is Parents Love. Ace Talent has a wider draw. Plentiful has had 2 trials and won his most recent one. Philos won his best race here 2 starts ago over the 1,000 metres, but did finish down the track since, behind race rival Goodmanship. And Magic Traveller has the blinkers off and the cheek pieces going on. A bit of pace in this race, isn't there, Paul?
Yeah, Plentiful likes to lead, and so does Parents Love. So that's going to set up a good pace. Goodmanship always goes forward. Diamond Soars likes to go forward, and Philos is pretty fast out of the gates, but he's got all that pace underneath him. Happy Tango, in his younger days, could probably lead everyone, but he's getting a bit older now. So it might set up for one of these back runners. Gorgeous Vitality's really well rated. Regency, Happy Star, Ace Talent, Magic Traveller, and Falcon Court from 12. Expect him to go all the way back.
We're going all the way back to last season for the first replay. This is the win by Goodmanship, who's going to get a perfect trip on your speed map, Paul. Happy Tango runs second. Plentiful leads up here. Philos ends up running 10th after sitting up outside the speed. What of these 4?
Look, I haven't got any of these in, I don't think. Goodmanship was probably the best of the lot. He finished off strongly here in this race, and as you say, he should get a nice enough run. But look, I think Plentiful's had plenty of chances, and he's going to get pressure, so I can't have him.
That's very diplomatic. 4 of them, none of them in, so we'll scrub that replay, cut it out later. Parents Love, now this is in Class 4. He's had a start this season. Tom's got the stat on how many trials he's won. He's yet to get to race day and produce it, but 1,000 metres in Class 5 and he's got that toe.
Yeah, exactly. There's about 6 trials I think he's won. Now, the thing with him is he's got plentiful in the race, so that's just going to make it a little bit tougher for him. But we saw him get out to a big lead at Happy Valley last season over the 1,200. Like, he's more than capable, I think, of winning a race in Class 5. So maybe this is his race, and he's got Zach Purton aboard as well. I've got him in, but not on top.
That's Fast Network winning that race, who's been very impressive in his 2 starts to date. Gorgeous Vitality. You mentioned what a well-rated horse he is going into this race. Here he is in a 3rd at the Chung Fa Trials behind Sunny Darling. 2-time course and distance, barrier number 1. He doesn't look like he's going to get too many better opportunities, does he?
No, he's the one. I think you've nailed it here. He's coming into Class 5 for the first time. He's won off a 59 rating, so he's won at the top of Class 4. So this trial was really good, and I think he can win from barrier 1. Lyle Hewitson aboard. I think Lyle will have a good evening at Happy Valley.
Right, maybe a little smoky for the Jockey's Challenge, if you're a Jockey's Challenge punter, Lyle Hewitson. And from the inside gate, he'll ride a Gorgeous Vitality for Frankie Law, who rides out of that Chung Fa trial straight into your top selection.
Yeah, he's on top of Gorgeous Vitality. Well-rated horse and not a strong field. Parents Love will get a bit of pressure. He's a bit of boom or bust at the moment. Diamond Source will get a nice run just in behind, and he's a well-rated horse. He did win a couple at last season. And then Ace Talent, just with all the pace in the race, I can see him finishing off strongly with a patient ride from Hugh Bowman. 3, 4, 6 and 5.
And race number 4, being the Class 5, is also the first leg of the Triple Trio. Class 3 racing in race number 5, and we've got Supreme Agility at the top of the book in this, with the Blinkers, Shadow Roll and Tongue Tie all going on for the first time. Simply Maverick is back, 3-time course and distance winner, not seen since the 1st of May. Perfect Team's best form at this stage is on the all-weather. Star Contact is racing well. Silver King has the hood coming off. Satirical Fan was a winner 3 starts ago, but he was down in Class 4 when he did that. And Across the Universe is minus a crossover noseband. Satirical Fan, well, he's going to win one in Class 3 here, Paul. This is the lead that he's going to want to get.
Yeah, I think he can easily get across to the lead from barrier number 1. He's got the apprentice claim as well, so he should be able to lead easy enough. Star Contact can slip him behind. Simply Maverick should get a nice enough run. Perfect Team, Silver King. The others get back. With Across the Universe drawn the widest, so he's going to go all the way back.
Likely favourite in the race is Simply Maverick. Nick with his jockey, Andrea Razzani.
Andrea, race 5 on Wednesday night at Happy Valley is a good competitive one over 16.50. You're going to get back on board a horse you know really well in Simply Maverick. You've trialled him recently. How did he trial?
Yeah, no, it was his second trial this year, and but this season, and he trialled good. I went up to Chomphua and I sat on him, and yeah, no, he jumped nicely. He travelled good into this trial, and he picked up quite nicely when I asked him to. So he seems ready to go, and no, he's a horse that, like you said, I know quite well, and it's nice to get back on him.
Were you and the team, I suppose, quite mindful that at the end of the season, obviously on the softer ground, there was that rather disappointing effort where he was beaten a long way? Is it just a case maybe of sort of getting that confidence back with him through the trials?
Sure, and obviously had a quite long season as well last season. He started quite early. He was sort of aiming, to do his 4-year-old races. We actually thought at one stage he could even be a Derby horse. So he obviously he started off quite early. So he had a long enough season, and towards the back end, probably the ground went for him anyway. And but no, he's freshened up now. He's well, and Happy Valley, he's got some good form there. So it's just nice to be back there.
140 days off the track, and talking of his form, I mean, he was second a couple of runs ago off 74, runs here off 76. I mean, you know him very well and what he's able to do around the course and distance, and I guess on his day, then he's as good as any in this, isn't he?
Oh, he is, yeah. He's at this grade, and off that mark, he should be very competitive. He's drawn a bit tricky, I think. We drawn 7, and but he's a pretty straightforward horse. Hopefully, if he jumps well, we can get a good position. I wouldn't want to be caught too wide with him, and but he's fairly uncomplicated. Like I said, as long as he gets comfortable, he's a big long horse, but he can actually finish off quite nicely. All these races sort of. He has won sort of just off the pace, or even I think once I won him sitting second. So as long as he switches off wherever he's comfortable, he'll finish good.
Is there a slight niggle in the back of your mind potentially as his rider that he is 0 from 2 fresh?
Well, yes. Well, he's obviously older now, and he's had 2 trials, I think. He seems ready to go, but like there's a good chance he's going to improve from it, which he'd want to anyway. It's only his first round of the season. It's going to be a long season for him, so he wanted to come on for it, and he's ready to go, but it wouldn't surprise me if he takes a run.
We move from a big horse, Paul, in Simply Maverick to, well, not quite a midget, but a rather small horse in Supreme Agility who runs a 5th here, Perfect Team 6. Would you prefer Perfect Team on the all-weather and Supreme Agility over further?
Yeah, and with a lighter weight. He's going to carry 135 as he's 991 pounds. Blinkers on, tongue tie on. But he's got barrier 9 as well. Zach aboard, so you have to take unders with him, and he looks a bit of a risk with those things. And as you say, Perfect Team's form is a lot better on the all-weather.
Word of caution around Supreme Agility. Setanta running 4th last week. The speed map, not a good read for Setanta or his followers, despite the fact he's in good form. This is what he likes to do, get back and fly home. I
think he'll do something similar, but look, with the pace in the race, I don't think he's going to have it ready to suit. Look, he's had the run under his belt, so at least he's got that race fitness. I've got him in again for 4th. I can see him running on into a very minor place.
Those colours go out a couple of times on Wednesday night. Mojave Desert will also sport them later in the program. Star Contact and Gallant Waking both trialled in pretty rainy conditions at Shartini. Was in good form when we last saw him. Star Contact racing very consistently.
Yeah, and he's at an all-time high rating, so that's just a little concern. But he's going to get his opportunity. I think in this race he can sit just in behind the leader, so he's going to get his chance. There's no question. Just whether he's good enough on the day. The other horse, Gallant Waking, has won at this level before off this rating, so he's more than capable.
That is Outgate winning that trial. So that's a breakdown of race number 5 and also Andrea's thoughts. Does Andrea win?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he can bounce back. Simply Maverick. This is his go, course and distance. He looked a different horse when he stepped up in distance last season. So we heard in the interview there he's been beaten fresh, but both times he was beaten fresh was over shorter distances. He's starting off over the right distance here, 1650. Star Contact with a good run. Gallant Waking is well rated, and Setanta is match fit, 2539.
Paul with Ricky Yu for a winning double in the first 5 races. Giant Leap in the first and Simply Maverick in the 5th. Race number 6 upcoming here, and it is over the 1800 metres, the trophy race, the Hong Kong Country Club Challenge Cup. Plenty of these have lined up against each other's time and time again. Serangoon, Forever Glorious. Winning Steps has placed his only time at the trip. We've got Affordable, who's a 3 trialist leading into this race. Dragon Star raced last week. Little Fairy is also on the backup, but his best form is in Class 5 so far. Pegasus General 1 trial, and Mead Time improved towards the back end of last campaign. The speed here, Paul, comes from Dragon Star, although he didn't lead last week.
And he didn't go very well. I think that's the key for him. He needs to lead. He's a bit one-dimensional, Dragon Star. So change of jockey now, Matthew Poon aboard. I just really think they'll push forward and try and lead. If they don't, then Forever Glorious will lead. It's one of those two. There's no other leader in the race. Nice Birdie's drawn wide, so there's the opportunity for him to go forward. Flying Silver doesn't like to lead. Happy Hero doesn't. Storm Winner gets back. Winning Steps gets back. Pegasus General gets back. Me Time gets back. So does Serangoon. Now, the only other one is Affordable, but he led last time and absolutely dropped out. So I don't know if they'll try that again with him.
Well, the man that puts the polish on Dragon Star and also Winning Steps is Pierrong.
Pierrong, you've got a couple of runners in race 6 over the 1800 metres. 2, I think, very interesting runners. Let's start with Winning Steps. He's making his seasonal reappearance, 70 days since we last saw him, but he finished last season in good style.
Yeah, he's been knocking the door in the last few runs towards the end of season last season, and hopefully he's getting more and more mature now, and he seems to like Happy Fairly more than the Shartini. So with a good draw, hopefully he can have a good run.
He's trialled well recently for you. You and the team happy with the trial?
Yeah, very happy. He's a staying horse, so he's usually from the back and come up and have a good finish to the line. Happy enough and healthy enough.
I guess you mentioned he is a stayer. Obviously, he has got a win over a bit further as well. So if a few of these perhaps do find the 18 a bit taxing, at least your horse will be doing his best work late.
Yeah, definitely. He seems like mile plus. He's doing the job. and he's fit and well. Hopefully we get the first winner for the Karis.
Indeed, yeah, you and Karis teaming up had a good season last term. And I must ask you about Dragon Star, who's going to join him as well. You're backing him up again quickly. He's going up in trip. Just tell me how that sort of plan came about.
We took the blinkers off, or even with the blinkers on last season, he wasn't fast enough now. It seems like he needs further. In last race, he just kept coming and ran fourth. And hopefully extra 150 metres can suit him well.
I guess by design, I mean, we've seen him go forward and sort of blaze a bit of a trail, but last time out, obviously, you just wanted to wait with him. I guess, is that key now that he is going up in trip? Is that certainly the way to sort of ride him, do you think?
We tried to push him a little bit forward this time, but not really leading him, because from the race last week, we can see that he's losing that speed, and he just keep developing to the line.
Got the informed jockey on as well, Matthew Poon.
Yeah, really informed. Hopefully he can bring us more luck.
That's the Pierrong runners in race number 6, meaning, Paul, we've just got one replay to have a look at to analyse from last season. Forever Glorious, Serangoon, Pegasus General and Me Time, who gets to the outside and runs home well for second.
Yeah, really nice run from Me Time. This is the best bit of form we've seen from him, and he does look a real star in those Russian Emperor colours, isn't it? Coming down the outside and finishing off nicely. So, look, I'm going to include him. Serangoon, look, he can pop up occasionally as well, but he does have to carry the top weight of 135. So Me Time is the main one I'm going to take out of this.
Where does he sit amongst your top 4 in this race?
Going to put him in for second, Me Time. I did like Winning Steps on top here, so he's the one that goes on top, Winning Steps. We've just heard from the trainer there. Me Time. Dragon Star, look, they will push him forward, I'm sure of it, up in trip. Whether he does, if he doesn't lead, I think he'll sit handier anyway. Forever Glorious is the other alternative. And Little Fairy's already had a run, and he ran on strongly at his last start. 3, 10, 5 and 7.
And being an 8-race program, race number 6 is the first leg of the late treble. And race number 7 now. We're going to break it right down and start with Kaholo Angel, who raced at Sha Tin on opening day. Goes up £11 for it though. Senior rider gets on board. Hugh Bowman for Casper Founds. Power Cap's a 2-time course and distance winner. Sovereign Fund, blinkers and tongue tie off. The visor goes on. Healthy is a 3-time course and distance winner. Mojave Desert has the cheek pieces off and the blinkers added to him. Partir and Healthy up at the pointy end here, Paul.
Yeah, Healthy's drawn wide, so you might just have to work to get across. Partir's drawn low and he likes to go forward. Brave Star should get a good run. I thought Sovereign Fun went really well in a recent trial. He won't be far away. Power Cap must go. Kaholo Angel is drawn a little bit awkwardly. Young Arrow came from the back last time. Excellent Pairs is drawn wide. Mojave Desert back in trip, but has trialled well as well. But look, I think every horse will get his chance with a good pace.
Now, Kaholo Angel had no luck at Sha Tin at his first run back, but we're going to go back to last season because this is how he does handle Happy Valley. He's 4th in behind the leader here, and it was the race won by Kairos Dragon. Excellent Piers is 9th. He comes here first up, does Excellent Piers off a weight of 120 pounds.
Yeah, he comes in with a light weight, does Excellent Piers. Nice run here from Kaholo Angel. We know he does Happy Valley well. Just he's got to carry the top weight, 135. He's got barrier 4 to contend with as well, but a nice enough run from here from Kaholo Angel.
And race fit too, having had that start at Sha Tin this time in. Now some trials. We'll start with Healthy, who was impressive, and Mojave Desert, who there's a key gear change with him.
Blinkers on. Now, he did win his race in Australia with blinkers. When he won in Australia, he won over 1,600. But look, he'd been placed earlier in his career over the 1,200 metres, and he does come in with a fresh state. He's only had the 3 runs here in Hong Kong, is getting down on the ratings now. As such, comes in with a nice light weight here. I think he'll be a good price on Wednesday night, so I'm going to make him the each-way play. I like the way he sort of really attacked the line here late. Healthy looked good in the trial.
Anything but desert conditions that morning for Mojave Desert. Was a wet, slow track that day. One more to have a look at. This is Tachungfa in bright, sunny conditions on the turf. Brave Stars placed 2 from 4 first up, and Young Arrow, he's only had the 2 starts. He improved almost 5 lengths between starts 1 and 2.
He looks like he's really settled in well here, Young Arrow. So I'm going to put him in on a minor line. Brave Star was right on the cusp as well. He's another one that does like it at Happy Valley, and you can see he trialled well to win this trial. And Young Arrow came out behind horses and finished off nicely enough as well in the trial. So both these two horses have got claims. I had to toss up between the two of them, and in the end, Young Arrow went in. Actually, Brave Arrow would have had them both covered. Yeah. But Young Arrow was the one that went in.
Would have been the easy way to do it. It's a pretty even race, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this is one of the most trickiest races of the card because there are plenty of chances. So I'm going to go for value with my top two selections, actually. Mojave Desert on top. Now, Sovereign Fund will be double figures as well, but he's got no form from his 2 starts. But his trial was really good. He did win a trial, and he's coming to Happy Valley for the first time. Young Arrow and Kaholo Angel. 9-4-7-1.
Each way all day for Paul in race number 7, horse number 9, Mojave Desert. And the final race on Wednesday night, quality this one. It's a Class 2 and it's over the 1,650 metres. Moments in time, he races well at Happy Valley. Helene Feeling, cheek pieces off, blinkers go back on. Flaming Rabbit minus the shadow roll, blinkers first time on him. Outgate's a 2-time course and distance winner. Chill Cheapy wears blinkers for the first time. Woodfire Bros, a last start winner, carries an extra £2 for it. And the newcomers to this grade, the 11, Red Hair King, and number 12, Flamingo Trillion. Plenty of pace in this one, Paul. There's a stack that like to lead.
Yeah, I think Telecom Fighters will win the fight for the lead in the early stages with the apprentice claim, but he likes to lead. Outgate likes to lead. Flaming Rabbit likes to lead. Flamingo Trillion likes to lead. Yellowfin likes to lead. Moments in Time likes to lead. Red Hair King always sits handy in his races, as does Woodfire Bro. The 4 that don't, that's the one that probably will be sure of, will be towards the back of Mr. Ascendancy, Chill Chibi, Helene Feeling, and Natural Storm.
He could have been a couple of links away, Natural Storm, couldn't he?
I ran out of room there, but he could easily be.
Fair enough too, but the further they go, the better he will look. We're going to start with an interview, though. Lyle Hewittson's riding Yellowfin, and here's Lyle with Nick.
Lyle, Yellowfin is a ride for you on Wednesday night. A horse you know extremely well. Good competitive race, however, but he's a good competitive horse.
Yeah, he is. You just know he's going to show up every time. He just gets the races, and I think sometimes myself included, he sort of underplay him a little bit, and he just raises his game and runs a good race every time he steps out, no matter course and distance. So always a pleasure to be aboard him, and hopefully he just continues on his good ways of last season.
I know you haven't been on him in his sort of trials preparation. The excellent young Isaac Sitt managed to trial him very well, but you've galloped him. How did he feel? Yeah,
he's it's funny, early on he used to be quite a strong, keen going horse in the mornings through to races, everything, and as he's got better and matured, he's become less and less, and just more content in himself and his own work. So his gallop was good, but he didn't show off. He just went through his paces. But what we like to see is that in the trial he was pretty crisp, and he put up a good trial.
It seems like a long time ago now as far as ratings are concerned, but you won on him fresh last season off a 64. He's now up to a thumping 87, but I guess he doesn't help himself really, does he?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Consistency gets... He unfortunately doesn't get rewarded because he just keeps going up without winning, but you know, he's deserved of those points because he obviously just keeps performing. And in his wake, he's had some real nice horses behind him. You know, a couple starts ago at Charlton, he had the likes of Taj Dragon behind him, so he certainly can up his game when he's required to, and we just hope he can get his nose in front once again.
Does he necessarily have to lead from gate 6?
No, he doesn't. I've won on him from behind them, from one off, from in front. I think he's a tempo-based horse, so he'll be forward and ridden positively, and then depending on the shape of the race maps out, we'll have to decide on our position, but it looks like there's a bit of speed in there, and like you mentioned earlier, it's a very good race, very competitive, so I think whoever gets the best run should have the best opportunity.
There he is, Lyle on Yellowfin. Opposition includes Paul Flamingo Trillion. Now, this is last season over 1,800 metres. He's down on the rail. He races very well at Happy Valley. Gets him with a really light weight on his back. One trial, he was pushed out hard in that. What about coming to Class 2 for the first time?
Yeah, and back to the 1,650. Prefer him with a bit of sting out of the track over 1,800 metres. So I don't think this is the right race for him, especially from barrier 9. He's a go-forward horse and he's all that pace underneath him. So I've left him alone in this.
He's a go-forward horse as far as this campaign goes for Paul too. So wait till we get further down the track with him. Moments in Time and Helene Feeling this too. The stablemates, £135. That's Moments in Time, and Helene Feeling 129. However, Both are drawn very wide.
They have. Look, I think with Hugh Bowmanable Moments in Time, should be able to get some cover, this horse, with all this pace in the race. And look, he has won over the course and distance here from his 4 goes, been placed another couple of times. We saw him with some fantastic races over further at Sha Tin as well. So he's more than capable. It's just how the race pans out. But I didn't want to leave him out because I think he could easily win this.
He's been kept safe his Moments in Time. And speaking of easily winning, Chilchibi on the speed map is just going to get the race run to suit perfectly, isn't he?
Yeah, perfect. Look, it looks like his race for me because he won his first 3 races last season, went through the 4-year-old series, had to go to Sha Tin, and it didn't really suit him. He's a lot better at Happy Valley. Came back to Happy Valley at the back end of the season and ran a really nice 3rd. So, look, coming back here now, with all the pace in the race, I think lightweight looks really, really well suited here.
And that is a wrap-up of some of the horses going around in race number 8. In a hot race, you've got the Chills.
Yeah, I've got the Chills, the Chilchibi. Chilchibi on top here. I think he can swoop late and win. Moments in Time, just needs a bit of luck. Red Hair King should be some value. He's a real honest horse, Red Hair King. Lightweight, barrier 1. He can just let the race unfold in front of him. And Yellowfin as well, just sitting off that pace. He won't want to get trapped 3 wide, Yellowfin, so I think he'll ease out of that speed battle. 8, 1, 11 and 7.
And that is the preview for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Turf racing on the B course. The first gets underway at 7:10.